basically, it should be as simple and straightforward as before. Basically, what I was talking about with those new features, they're just things that would enable us to, they're just beneficial to make it more traditional. You know, you can set like an emergency access point. You can, I don't know if you looked into it, multi-sig that I mentioned, but one thing to check out is 1 of 2, 2 of 3, or 1 of 3, 3 of 5. There are various configurations that come in handy, and that's the kind of thing I wanted to go over after the fact if you have the time and the inclination. So I'm about to call him and sit down and try to do this whole thing.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
You're not on the phone?
I'm about to call him now. We said noon.
I'm just saying.
Hello, Dad. How's everything going?
I'm exhausted after 32 hours of travel.
Yeah, I can imagine. I just want to start by apologizing for whatever I may have said about, you said something about tradecraft being a word, like a keyword.
It's a trigger word. You put us on the radar.
Well, I didn't know that. To me, you know, the only thing you were talking top secret and clearance and stuff, so
Not top secret, classified.
sorry, yeah, I don't know the difference between that kind of thing. But
Classified, I can mention certain things like I was out of the country and I was at work. Top secret, I wouldn't be answering my phone.
got it. So hopefully you understand, though, my perspective when, obviously, when we're trying to coordinate this thing and suddenly, I'm not accusing you, I'm just saying you hadn't mentioned anything like that, so suddenly...
Because I'm not allowed to. It's my job, and I'm not allowed to discuss what I do all the time.
I can respect that. Yeah, I was just anticipating, since from my perspective, I'm just trying to explain where I was
It's
coming
fine.
from.
I almost beat your trees over here anyway. But anyway. Yeah,
So you got...
just so you know, from
The
future
trees
knowledge, I do not have the right to encrypt any of my phone or anything like that.
I'm not... Yeah, I mean, we're kind of past that. I'm not trying to... That's fine, you know.
Just so you know.
To the extent... Got it. You know, to the extent that we used Telegram before, that's just something... To me, this is just basic security so that we're not running into any issues with, I don't know, any of the common pitfalls of this kind of thing. But beyond that, there's really no issue. Pretty simple.
It's hard for me to distinguish sometimes because I heard your ex saying you stole money from somebody. I've heard your
I've
father...
never stolen anything.
And I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt, which is why I accepted
Well,
this to begin
who
with.
would have suggested I stole money? You know, nobody. The only time that's never come up in conversation once, you know.
With her, it did. I seen it. You told me it or showed me it the one time when you said you stole money. But anyway,
Who's her?
like I said, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt, which is why I accepted to do this in the first place. However,
Well, what do you mean hers? Someone said I
my
stole.
99% of the 99% of the past things that you've had to deal with make me uncomfortable. So,
Well, when you say that's another thing too. When we were talking about, you said something about associates. I mean, that's a really uncharitable way to frame something. I'm kind of on the receiving end of
whatever,
those
Brent.
things.
I'm telling you, you went on a trip and you're telling me you took these 3 guys with you because you needed bandages changed and shit. Why would you take 3 Arabic guys with you, guys you don't hardly know, instead of just a nurse to travel with you, or postpone the trip for a week or something? There's just a lot of stuff you do makes 0 sense, and you don't explain yourself, and you don't have a clear-cut, straightforward story. It changes constantly. Like, there's always encrypted messages in it, or there's always, I don't want to talk about it, or even the FBI raid, I don't want to tell you about it. I can't tell you this. I can't tell you that. Okay, well, I understand that, and I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
We've discussed everything in detail.
But I'm not going to expose myself. I have been on my own since I was 17 years old with nothing but a backpack, and I am not about to jeopardize my future.
Yeah, you're worried about some kind of legal implication here that's like a criminal matter or something, and
Were you or were you not raided by the FBI?
Dad, we've gone over this in detail.
Were you or were you not?
We've gone over this in detail.
Okay, you're not going to answer the question. I don't want to discuss any more crap with you. What I'm going to do is you have, it looks like 1.923 here. I am going to send you I hoped we could agree on you leaving me a little bit on the treasury that I currently have so that I have an insurance policy.
So to address what you're saying now, part of the reason for this new configuration that I wanted to do this rundown with is that this enables us to, this is sort of a mirrored thing where you and I each have some degree of latitude as far as being able to give each other emergency access if necessary. There are all kinds of benefits in terms of like next to kin, that kind of thing, which I assume
Gotcha.
that
I really don't need to. I can send you your money back and you're responsible for it. I don't need access to it. I don't need any of that. What I want to do...
1.925 is your estimate of the conversion value, the total value of the...
Yeah, that's my guess, yeah.
1.925 million.
1.923, whatever.
Or sorry, 923 million.
Something like that.
And, alright, so...
Obviously it fluctuates, but, I mean, it's dropped drastically recently. I know my personal account went from 200 down to, I'm seriously down like 55 5% right now.
Yeah, and if you
60%.
remember back in like January, I was saying, man, these things these people are saying on the news, it's almost
But it's
the point.
okay. I believe it's just like everything else. The market drops. It's meeting its resistance higher than what it was before, and it'll go back up. But yeah, I imagine your account at one point. I didn't look at it, but I imagine your account at one point was probably doing pretty decent, and then it just.
Well, I use an app to keep track of the various assets and stuff like that and their values, and I have a general idea of how the market's moving, and I anticipated it. We had that conversation like months ago now, and
I'm
I know that
anticipating that it'll go back up eventually, whether it's 1 year from now or 3 years from now. Eventually, it's gonna creep back up.
Well, yeah, that always happens. It's just a matter of like your time horizon and
Yeah, well,
what I'm.
I don't have one.
Well,
But anyway, so
To get
what I
into the-
requested, what I asked, and what I hoped we could agree on is, I sat down and figured out my skin in the game, and because I am extremely uncomfortable with everything about this situation. What I want to do is I want to leave 225 on the Treeser that I currently have, and I will just send you everything else back, and you can do with it. I don't need access to it. I can destroy this Treeser that you sent me.
the one that I sent you is for moving forward in the same way that we were previously.
We don't need to move forward. If I send you back everything, then we will revisit with the insurance policy that I want to hold. We will, in a year, I'll just send you that back too, and then boom, we're done. And it's all your money. I don't care. I don't need access to it. I don't need you to send it back and forth to me. I don't need.
Yeah, and okay, look, I'm not saying I'm not open-minded, but the point is, if I'm going to agree to anything, it's more appropriate to have that discussion after you send
It's really not, because then I send it to you, and then I'm at your mercy. So
it's
really not. It's advantageous to me to agree to it prior to.
Yeah, but
I am not
then you're effectively
my future on the line.
I'm not asking you to put your future on the line.
Well, you are. Did
No.
you not send it to me so that it was to cover your ass from it being seized or something? I mean, the general question is,
this whole
why did you
arrangement.
send it to me in the first place?
This whole arrangement, I don't know, but this whole arrangement is to avoid being robbed, basically, during like the lowest point of my life, when I was experiencing. You mentioned my associates and all these people. These are people who are victimizing me. This isn't a situation where I'm.
So then what's the thing that's try robbing me?
No one's trying to rob anybody right now, other than the fact that you're telling me.
One thing, now you're saying another. You transferred it to me to keep it safe, correct?
That.
So you were worried that it was either going to be stolen, seized, whatever your reasoning is. I can't get in your mind, but whatever your reasoning is.
In my mind, you and I had lengthy conversations prior to.
Anyway, I'm not willing to risk my entire future based on something that is making me extremely uncomfortable. And I am not trying to keep your money. I'm just going to leave it on the Treeser for a little bit, and you're going to have it back later.
And that's something we could.
A very small portion that doesn't affect you one way or the other.
That's something
1%.
You don't have to press this so hard. I understand what you're trying to tell me.
Okay, I'm just making my point clear, and I'm very tired, and I'm at the end of my rope, dude.
Well, we can sit down and run down this, but at the very least, one, you could approach this as a show of good faith by just beginning this transfer. You can't just expect me to agree to some terms while basically you're saying you're worried about being robbed now and all this stuff. And the fact of the matter is, the only conflict that has that phrase involved, I mean, you're coming across like you said, it's to your advantage to do this now while you can hold this over my head, basically. I don't think that's right. I think this is my decision to make.
I don't care if you think it's right or not. It's my life, dude. I have sat down and talked with an FBI agent and an intel officer, and this is exactly their recommendation.
That you hold on to my money and
actually, you don't even want to hear what they recommended. I agreed to, because of the person I am, that I was going to do it this way with a much lesser amount.
I don't know what to make of that, and I can't. I can't verify the veracity of that, obviously.
Okay, well.
So.
Anyway, that's my point. I'm just letting you know it.
Well,
intention.
One way to accomplish this is what I started to talk about with regard to the. See, I had thought through all of this, and I understand that you're saying you don't want any responsibility moving forward because you just don't want to be concerned with it, and if that's the case, that's all right. I figured that since you were getting into this kind of thing, you expressed a lot of interest after we began this process, that you and I would. This is something we'd be working together on in a way.
We can discuss it and stuff like that, but I bought what I could buy. I can't afford any more. And
yeah, I'm not trying to. I'm not digging into your fund.
I'm not going to bother moving my money around. I really hate talking in circles about this economy's going this way and this is going that way. And
well, when it comes to that kind of stuff, it's like a constant analysis thing. You have to kind of keep your finger on the pulse.
And I don't care. I bought what I bought, and it's going to sit for 5 years, and then we'll see. Basically. I bought into very basics that I believe, and it's just my opinion, but I believe will be added value at the end. Better than an IRA or whatever at 4%. I believe
absolutely, yeah, I'm with you there.
I dumped most of my money into Ethereum because I believe Ethereum will go back to what it used to be plus some.
Well, I do have some input on that, but I know you don't want to get lost in the weeds. I don't want to go in circles, but if you want to discuss my views on Ethereum and such, I mean, you can recall back to a couple months ago when I was giving you my analysis, and I think it was pretty spot on multiple occasions. And this is something that I do for a living, or have done. That's the only reason I've been able to get to this point. I mean, this is really, you mentioned yesterday something like shady dealings or something. I mean, I'm just an IT guy. I got into this stuff early on, back before there were documentaries on Netflix about it, you know what I mean? So I have some degree of familiarity with this. And whether or not you're going to move your money around or whatever, that's your business. I just figured if you want to discuss it, you want my input. But bringing it back to what I was saying, the way we could approach whatever you're suggesting is to use a multi-sig. There's a form of like setting it up as escrow. You're saying you want to hang on to it.
I talked to him about it. I actually talked to them about it because after you suggested that, I called back to.
Well, I didn't suggest it prior. I'm just suggesting it now.
You actually suggested the multi-sig prior.
I mentioned multi-sig as a potential technology, but that's not something necessarily that we need to utilize for.
I'm going to tell you what I want to do, and my intention is to leave some on the Trezor that I have access to in case of an emergency that arises from any situations.
Yeah, and we
send it back to you. I don't want to have to rely on you to sign for it because if you disagree with me like you disagree with me now, then I'm relying on you again, and I am not doing that.
See, but at the moment you're putting me in a position where I'm relying on you to do anything at all.
You are relying on me because you are relying on me, and you put me in this position. And what you are going to get, and you are going to get your money back. I'm sending you a massive chunk of it.
Right now, during this transaction is the goal, and that's why we have this Trezor. We need to start running down the checklist. Basically, we're just kind of having a back and forth.
Yeah, so let's get going because I need to get this done because I have to be at the base for debrief. So.
Well, that's all right. Do you have the Trezor in your possession, the newest one, not the other two?
Yes, the one you sent. Yep.
All right. Can you? So, do you have it in the brown box? What does it look like?
I pulled it out. I have it sitting right here on my desk.
Did you take the time to look at the?
Yes, it was all taped, secured, Z's all over it, all that stuff.
All right. So the one thing I wanted to do is just to check the configuration pattern on that. It's just it's a sensible thing to do. It's not necessary really, but barring that, I guess we can just go forward to. Do you have your Surface that you bought for this?
Yes.
All right. Let me make sure I've got the right cable here. I'm sitting here with like 10 different cables trying to organize this. Hang on, please. But either way, the simplest thing I want to do here is just get my stuff transferred. I want to come to some kind of arrangement otherwise that makes sure we're both happy and this isn't some ongoing issue, because I didn't anticipate. Honestly, Dad, you've really switched your tone a lot recently when I've been trying to address this, and that's what I was so
And you got
concerned.
me cold on the carpet, and an intel officer and an FBI agent opened my eyes to my exposure? Yes.
Well, I don't
Plain
know.
and simple. Here's what the FBI guy told me. Your house was raided, correct?
Dad, what does this have to do with
You're not
what I
answering
just
the
said?
question, so
Yeah,
never
because
mind.
I feel like you're trying
We're
to.
going to do what we're going to do, and that's that. You want to answer my questions, and I don't have anything else to say.
We've had this discussion many times, but what I'm
And we're going
trying.
to have it again, or we're not. That's my point. You won't answer my questions, that's
I'm not
fine.
sure why you're getting
and
so
you danced
frustrated.
around it the last time, too, so...
I did
I'm
not.
good.
We
I'm
you know,
good.
start
If
to
you don't want
finish.
to answer my question, that's fine. Let's move on.
All right. Again, not trying to make this harder than it needs to
It's
be.
too late. It was a simple question. You don't want to answer it. Let's just move on. Stick to business, and then we'll go.
All right. So, 1.923 million in your estimation. That's a conversion rate based on a variety of currencies. That's what I'm expecting.
I'm going to ask you, except for there's a whole pile of hidden tokens.
There are no hidden tokens. Well,
Okay, well, on my sheet,
What
right
you're-
here, on my thing,
what you're
that I'm
considering
looking at,
to be-
on my sheet, this shows hidden tokens, so I don't know what that means.
well,
Maybe they're nothing. I have no idea what it even means. I've never seen that before.
regardless of that,
I was just saying, if you need those transferred too, I don't know what they are or what they mean. I go to open it, even says caution, this unrecognized token, but I mean, it says...
that kind of thing is
it-
just you can receive junk tokens. We covered that last time when we.
Gotcha. It just says wrapped Bitcoin, and it shows it as a hidden token, but then it doesn't give a monetary value. So I didn't know if it was a hidden token, like if it was some coded thing or something. I didn't know. So it's whatever.
All right. Well, one. Hang on. I'm just going down the checklist. All right. So do you have the new Trezor plugged in?
Yes.
All right. I'm working off of two things here. Give me one moment, please. So, what did these guys tell you that's got you so concerned? You started to say some intel
No, and you
officer.
don't want to answer my questions, I'm not answering yours. I asked a
Well,
simple
it's
question, you couldn't just say yes or no. So it's alright.
You're talking about things that we've covered in. It's like
I don't care. I
anything.
asked a simple question, and then I was going to go on why. So, the why. There's things that they can't or wouldn't tell me because they either didn't know or they just couldn't tell me because your privacy is your privacy. And so they ran down the checklist in my head of basic questions to say. So it's all right. You don't care to talk about it, we'll just press on. Let's get this done.
All right. Well, I just want you to know on a personal level, this is just my life savings, dude. I mean, Dad, this is something I worked my life for. I'm still youngish, but this isn't. There's no deeper issue here. This is just me trying not to get robbed in a situation where everybody
Then you
seems
could
to
have put
have
your
it.
cheese in your car and sent it to your mother's. I mean, there's a million things you could have done with it.
But you understand the circumstances surrounding that time,
Exactly
right?
my point. All right.
Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to get this stupid thing to connect. Give me a moment. Wi-Fi not working? Alright, I think I got it. One more. Alright, so you've got trees are sweet.
The other, and I'm going to mention one last thing. The other reason that I'm mentioning again out loud is because, not that they are monitoring my call right now.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of that, Dad.
It can't. Well, you should be, because the last time, which they pointed out to me, you said, "Oh, I'm not even going outside. I'm just going to sit here with my long guns." And you mentioned 2 calibers. I know you don't have a gun. You've told me you don't have a gun. I believe you don't have a gun. But you said it out loud. I don't know why you would say something like that, just to be cool or whatever, but you said it.
At the moment, not only do I not know what you're referring to specifically, but what does that have to do with, why would you bring that up when this issue is as simple as trying to
Because you
conclude
said,
our
I'm letting
business?
you know why I am so on edge about things, because you say stuff like that. So my next question was going to be,
Well,
is it possible you were, like, is it a medication issue? Are you having anger moments? Were you trying to say something to be cool? I don't know.
I'm not going to speculate about a comment that I don't even know what specifically, especially now in the moment when we're trying to we're just trying to do something logistic here. This isn't...
All right. I'm just letting you know. All right, go ahead and tell me when you're ready, and I'm ready.
All right. So you have the newest of the 3 tree source plugged in.
Newest of the what?
The newest of the 3.
Yes, I have your tree source. The one you sent, I have plugged in. Asking for a pin.
All right, give me a moment. So we're just gonna run down the list the same way that we did before, and the real crux of this is just manually verifying addresses, and that's how this is gonna go. So as far as which asset to do first, it's not super important, but I want to do it in a stepwise fashion, just like last time. The whole point is to basically just make sure there's no strange, you can, sorry.
Plus, it'll be even easier since I've got both trees plugged into my laptop, and I
Yeah,
can
that's the idea.
It's much simpler. So
Right, and we avoid the pitfall where I mentioned last time, but one of the most common issues here is that you might get a little piece of, and it's really simple to develop, but a little piece of malware that'll interdict your clipboard, things like that.
I'm aware, because I do the same thing on a different kind of wallet. I do the same thing with my stocks. So.
All right, so then you already know.
It's just a basic, general, relatively the same, but not the same, if it makes sense. It does a little different, but yes, the basic premise is the same.
All right, yeah. Well, let me see.
I'm assuming you have a tree over there that mirrors this one.
Yeah, just like last time, we're running down this process in tandem, and that's what I'm attempting to get moving here.
Except for this time, I'm transferring from Trezor to Trezor right here on my laptop. So.
All right, what is the label? So each device has a label. It's displayed on the screen for a brief period before it goes into the screensaver mode.
I don't know. It's sitting here asking for a pin. It's not in screensaver mode.
Okay, so let's see. So the pin for. Let me see, because I want to see if there's a verification. What is the icon that displays on the center of the screen?
Nothing. It's asking for the pin. It had a lock in the middle or something at one point, but now it's asking for the pin.
All right, the lock
It's
is
got
what
the
I'm
numbers
asking
up there.
about. Is the lock a white lock?
No idea.
with a
It went
black-
away. It went away when I asked for
You
the
can-
pin.
You can unplug it and plug it back in, and it'll show the lock again. And the reason for that is just to verify that it's just a minor security feature, really. But like I said, checklist. I don't know if you've ever been a pilot. I remember you were an airplane mechanic when I was probably
I've
younger.
done both.
You were a pilot too?
I did that also, yep. For a
Oh,
brief
wow.
period until I had an eye issue.
What?
So I have a lock, like a little key in the middle with, of course, the green, faded green ring around it.
Yeah, and is the faded green ring, does it expand toward past 60% of the display, or is it relatively thin with a small halo?
I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's a green ring.
Alright, okay. So, is it asking you for the pin now?
If I tap it, it will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
So you tap that.
6-7.
Pin should be 110,
Yes.
and then
Hang on. Make it 110.
yeah, there's the second half of it. I just texted it to you for the sake of common sense.
SD card required. Insert SD card.
Yep, so I sent you 2 of those. You can use either one. They're included in the box with the Trezor. They're just micro SD cards. They're on brand. And that was also one of the security features I wanted to discuss with you. It sounds like you don't have any interest in anything like that, which is okay. But if you do at any point, we could always arrange it.
So I slide the card in and then I swipe up.
Yes, sir.
Card in. And verifying pin, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it'll do that like twice. Something to do with the way they
Yeah.
implemented it.
It is. It's hooking up.
All right. So then
Enable labeling. No, I don't care to do that.
you don't have to do any of that stuff. It's already pre-configured.
No. Mine does that every time too. My other one does it.
So, if you're talking about the suite. But now what I would like you to do is on the device itself, the Trezor,
Mm-hmm.
now that you've gotten past the pin screen, go ahead and tap the little icon, the lock icon. Or it's really just an image. It doesn't mean anything beyond that. And then at the top, it'll show the label up. Can you read that to me?
Yeah, Trezor. It went away.
Yeah, you have to tap it because
Oh, there we go. Trezor Safe B1B. 5-1B.
yeah, that's correct. And that just denotes the fact that this is a mirrored device and can be accessed the same way. And sorry, I'm just going down the list here. So we've got Pinworks, we've got the right logo, we've got the label, Trezor, Safe 5-1A, sorry, 1B, and alright, so now on Trezor Suite, get my lunch out of the way here. So in Trezor Suite, you should be able to go to under, at the top on the left side, it'll list all of the devices that you've connected at any point.
Well, yeah, it has the devices that are connected now, yes.
Yeah, sometimes it'll cache it. You can enable or disable that depending on your security preferences. But under Trezor Safe 5-1B, you're going to want to click Standard Wallet.
Yeah.
And then you should see, once you've done that, under default accounts, it'll list Bitcoin number 1, Ethereum number 1.
Standard wallet. Yeah, Bitcoin one, Ethereum one, yeah.
Alright, so under Bitcoin 1, and this is just to cross-reference, if you click on Receive in the top right corner after selecting Bitcoin number 1,
Yeah, hang on. Give me a minute. I see all you. Yes, I can bring up yours and see all of it. I don't know why it has that on there now, but alright, Bitcoin One and all that crap.
So on this shared wallet, what we're looking at is when you go to Bitcoin One, you see the receive screen. If you tap receive or click on receive in the top right.
Yep, and I can click show full address, copy, paste it. Yeah,
so when you click show full address, can you give me, so on the Trezor Safe 5, it chunks the address by default.
It does.
Can you give me a few of those clusters?
Yeah, second cluster, 0NJX. Second from last cluster, A397. Middle cluster, like JKTY.
Middle cluster being 7?
Middle clusters, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know, the JKTY one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. JKTY being that, and that would be... Alright, so that's 7. I'm just going through and labeling these. BC1Q for the first one?
Yeah.
You already said ONJX. What number is that? 2.
Second one, yeah. Second cluster.
R4JP 3. What's 4?
A5MD.
Okay. 5.
UXRS.
6.
5P32.
And then you've already given me 7. JKTY. Or we card that one.
Yeah, I figured it was smarter to just give you random ones and not the whole thing. But it matches the Trezor. RQSN.
Yeah.
XO6F.
6F. And by the way, there are no O's, and I know you probably know this, but there are no O's. They're all zeros.
Yeah, it's just my way of talking.
Yeah, me too. It's not intuitive. A397.
397, yeah, and then QH.
All right.
Matches the Trezor. What's on my screen?
All right, good. And then we're gonna do the same thing for the Ethereum.
Yeah, well, let's do one at a time. I'll copy this and then I can send stuff, and then...
Well, there's nothing going to that address specifically. That's just... Right now, we're just making sure we're syncing. It's just, checklist. That's why I said, have you ever been in a pilot? Because I used to watch this dude called... On YouTube, his name is Mentor Pilot. I don't know if you've heard of him.
No.
Oh, well, he's just got like a general... I think he's a commercial pilot.
Yeah, bus driver.
Well, I think it's kind of cool, although I'm guessing you flew a jet or something.
Yeah, F-16.
Alright, well, not that
Till I bent my eyeball.
Bent your eyeball from what, like pulling G-forces or something?
I have a fake lens in my eye, and it bent. It moved. It distorted.
Oh.
So, and it got it fixed, but that means no more flying, so... I still do maintenance.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually a maintenance and aircraft transfer liaison. I can tell you that much.
Maintenance and aircraft transfer liaison. That's what I remember you doing when... I mean, I think you only took me out of the base once, but I remember you showing me the F-15.
Now I do it on an international level. When we sell aircraft to other countries and stuff, I'm involved.
And when you were talking about being out of the country, I figured it was something like that. None of my business, and I don't want to know.
Yeah, that one's classified, so, but it's all right.
And like I said, I'm sorry. I've heard that before from people who were literally taking advantage of me at that time. It's I hope you understand why I would be concerned. I mean, it's common sense, right?
You ready to do the Ethereum one?
I am.
0x4d, as in David.
Yep.
74f9.
Okay.
6b81. 2772. 97 Echo Charlie. Echo 3 with a changing cap. 93 DB. also. They copy. They coincide.
And that was the F. So, since these are all tokens, primarily, that's what we're going to be working with. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up, and if you don't want them to administer anything, is that what you're telling me? You don't want any responsibility in the future with regard to?
Nope. I don't need to go through all that. I can either, after we do this, I can stash this back in the safe deposit box, or if you prefer I destroy it, I will.
Stash what? This one that I've sent you?
The current one that you sent me, yes. The one we're using to transfer to you. You can render it obsolete, whatever you want to do with it.
Alright. Well, I mean, I suppose you could just end up sending it back, but that defeats the purpose. The main goal was just to have
It would defeat the purpose.
Right.
Like I said, I can stash it in a gun safe, far, far away. Or I can put it in my safe deposit box, or I can simply smash it up, and then your funds are your funds, and you have them, and I don't have access.
Well, whichever configuration, I guess, you're comfortable with, we can sort that out, it sounds like, or not. It doesn't. I guess I'm more concerned with just getting this done now.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is see if I can create a receive address using the mirrored copy that's still going to exist on this tree. One moment, please.
Well, I should be the one. If I click receive, you should mirror it, right?
Yeah, and I'll be confirming as we go. Just give me a moment, because typing on this thing, it's like those old Nokia phones. Constantly reference number.
Yeah, right. What's the? I don't understand what you're doing, but we need to pick up the pace.
Well, given the significance of this and the amount of time we've spent going back and forth on it, just if you could please be patient for a moment. Just verifying everything's copacetic. When does baseball pick up again? Is he still doing that?
Yeah. It's already spring. It's already spring ball.
Yeah, I never played, so I don't know.
I don't get to go as much as I should because
Of all the work and yeah. I know you said you took a trip here to North Carolina. Where did you guys end up going?
every 4th of July I go to my family's farm. friends.
I was shocked when you sent me that video of him on a quad. How old is he? Isn't he like 9, 8?
Yeah.
I was clearly got more coordination than me.
Yeah, he's growing up having quads and dirt bikes and stuff, so. At his other house, too, so he's used to it.
Oh, his mom is into that kind of stuff?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So right now I'm just doing the same thing we did. I'm just going through each the address to make sure it's correct and is attached to this tree zone. Alright, good. Got that. Alright, so I'm going to send you the Ethereum receive address. And I can...
Yeah. At this point now, it's disconnected the thing, so you're going to have to give me the pin again for this Treezor.
Yeah, write it down. And that's one of the things I'd like to do before anything else is to change the pin. For you to change the pin, it's one of the options in the...
Alright, we're going to run out of time.
Run out of time. I mean, we got to get this done, Dad. It's been quite a long time. I need to do this.
It hasn't been quite a long time since you just sent me this Friday. However...
Yeah, but you know, it's been...
You can't keep going through all this nonsense. What was the pin?
110179.
Yeah.
And just change it to something else, you know? If you don't want to do that, then you don't have to bother. I can just give you the receive address, and we can do the whole process where...
My question is, once I hit receive on here, isn't our address is going to...
We already ran through that. That was just to make sure that these are synced properly. It was as simple as that. And again, that was me forward thinking, but it sounds like you're probably not interested in that, and that's not... I understand. I'm not trying to pressure you into it. I just thought it... Based on our previous discussions, it seemed to make sense.
But you need to deal with your funds, and when we discuss stuff like that, it's my funds are separate. I'll do my own thing.
Okay.
Now I think this tree's already open. Okay. 1, 0, 1, 7, 9. Enabling. I don't know why Treezor does that now. Enabling. Alright.
New firmware, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. So if I hold it, and I see that tap, why does it keep... Alright, so, hang on. So now we've went so long that it's shut down on me, and I'm getting frustrated, and I'm having enough of this crap. So now, I'm starting all over by opening it up.
Well, we don't have to repeat any of that. Just plug it in and put in the pass key.
Yeah, when I did, it doesn't, to receive, right?
I think we covered that. We just went through both the Bitcoin and Ethereum, so that's not a problem as long as they'll still match, which they should. There's no reason it would change between you unplugging and plugging it back in. The next step is for you to change the pin, unless you just want to skip that entirely, but it's a sensible thing.
Skip it. If we're doing a transfer and that's going to be that, I'm not going to need this Trezor anymore then.
Well, you could. Also, I'd appreciate if you could send one of the remaining 2 back, not this one, but if you can, it would just save me like $200 or whatever it is. That way we can, if you don't want to do any sort of arrangement where we can implement like multi-sig or whatever else,
yeah, I don't foresee that necessary.
Then I'd appreciate just being able to use it, you know.
Gotcha.
Let's see. So I will receive, or I'm going to read off my receive address for Ethereum, the Ethereum network.
Which means I need to hit receive too. Hang on.
No. I'm going to read off the receive address to which you will be doing the transfers. It's a sub-account on this Trezor.
And so where's that going in?
Are you ready for it?
I don't understand what I'm doing with it. What do you want me to do with it? Write it down?
Yeah, just have it ready so that you can transfer to this address.
Yeah, I thought that address and this address were the same, but okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm using the Trezor with the SD card, the new setup. That's what I keep talking about. Anyhow, I don't know the native phonetic alphabet like you do, at least not all of it. Maybe from like video games, Rainbow Six or something. Anyhow, you ready for it?
Yeah.
0xCE, both lowercase. I don't know that this is case sensitive though.
Okay.
7F.
Yeah.
Capital B, 5C, capital F.
I'm not doing case sensitive, so if it turns out to be, we'll have to go back through it.
Let's get ahead of that because I'm only 3 groupings in.
Well, then restart because you weren't saying cat or not. So, go ahead.
0xCE.
So when you say the letter, is it just lowercase?
I'll specify case unless it's lowercase.
Well, you didn't there. You just said XCE. So is that lower or uppercase?
Those are lowercase. If it's uppercase, I'll specify.
There you go. Okay.
So 0xCE. 7F. Capital B as in boy. 5 lowercase c. Capital F. Capital B, 5, capital A, 5, 3313, 4, lowercase c, 1, lowercase e, 2, 3, lowercase c, 2, capital D as in dog, 1, capital D as in dog, 4, 8, 7, 5, capital C, lowercase c, 1, 6, 4, 6, 8.
Alright.
So can you read that back to me so that I can verify that?
0xCE, 7F, B5CF, B5A8, A5, 3313, 4C, 1E23, C2, D1, D4, 875C, C1, 6468.
Right. That seems correct. So the first thing you want to do is initiate a test transaction of Ethereum. That way there's gas in the account, and also to ensure that I can receive it, at which point I will initiate a transaction.
My question would be, you're initiating a transaction. I thought I was transferring from the old Trezor to this new one.
You are.
So why are you initiating a transaction? Wouldn't I be doing receive on this Trezor and just doing a copy, paste, and send to this?
This is a sub account on this existing Trezor. So what I am doing is I gave you the receive address. When you said why would I initiate a transaction, it's just because I'm going to run through the same steps that we've done before. It's going to be me verifying that I can send and receive from the same address to myself, and the first asset to start with is Ethereum for that.
All right.
Because it's
so you
got
want me to
something
go
on
to
it.
the Trezor and send Ethereum. All right.
Yep. Just start with like one F. That way, if there's any problem for whatsoever, and there can't possibly be at this point, but just to cover our bases as we did before.
All right. Opening the old Trezor.
And then once I do that,
And some Ethereum.
I'll just confirm.
Send. All right. So I guess my question is, when I send it, is it sending it to your address on that Trezor, or is it going to be on this Trezor, your new one that you sent me sitting in front of me?
The newest of the three.
All right. I don't understand why the address would be different. I don't understand that part. It's above me, but it doesn't matter. Okay.
It's just the sub account on the same device based on the same seed. You know how there's a seed that you actually have unlimited accounts on any given on the basis of any given private key. You can make there's no limit to the number of addresses, public addresses that can be associated with it.
I just don't understand why. Anyway, it doesn't matter. C capital F. B flat.
And like I said, please just start with a small amount, one F. That way
Yep.
I can verify. Thank you.
B5. It doesn't. When I type the address into the main thing, I've always before you had me copy paste it. So now when I type it in, do I got to put the spaces or no?
No.
Okay. Shit. Back along the lines of the 875C. On your receive address, the 875C towards the end, is that a capital C or a small? I wasn't clear on my marking.
Capital.
Was clear then, and
You can also, to make, if you're more comfortable, you can send a little bit of dust first. Dust being just, 0.01 F, and then send the 1F, and then I'll transfer. I'll just do an internal transfer, and that's only it's a checklist step.
about, so.
Well, should be familiar with this, basically.
But I'm not. So, I know. I'm going to send a tiny amount, and then you're going to verify you got it, and then I'll send whatever you need. Alright.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to make this as simple as possible and get through it. Like you said, I know you said you're exhausted from whatever work.
I've slept 2 hours.
Why are you still burning it at both ends now that you're back?
I just got back.
Right. I mean, are you still doing like military stuff, or are you getting back into your own personal life? Or if that's not classified.
Strictly military.
How do you even get into that? You just have to have a good record in the service, basically?
I had an exemplary service record, and I was active guard reserve, and I was volunteered to do something, and it snowballed into more work.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so, and I remember if I juice up the gas a little bit, it sends it better or whatever, right?
We're just starting with that so I can make a test transaction. F is basically the gas unit for anything on the Ethereum network. It's just the simplest one to start with.
I don't know what you're talking about, but anyway. Here we go. Ethereum, I'm sending... Let's see what it does. 6 a.m. I'm make sure this address matches. 22222. 5. No. This address does not match. Alright, hang on. We have a problem.
Start with a bit of dust.
B5. C. F. Okay, fuck. Alright. Yeah, you've taken something simple and made it complex. 0x CB 7F 7 B 5 C F B A 4 C E 2 C 2 D 1 D 1 8 7 5 1 6 4.
My dog is whining about something. I'll be right back.
Guess if you're sending it to a sub address, you created your own receive address and sent it to that. What was the point in even sending me this Trezor? Because I'm just sending the stuff from the old Trezor to yours now.
Well, originally it was kind of to be a little forward thinking. I mean, I had anticipated that you and I were going to keep working together. So I thought...
Not with your money, though.
Well,
I need to...
I understand you don't want the responsibility. I'm not trying to push it on you. That was
You should have received.
that was my mindset. I'm sorry.
You should have received a little.
Let me verify. Got some dust, it looks like, but that's not to the right address, is it? Let me look. I hate the way this thing is set up now. Yeah, I got like $1.
Yep.
0.001.
Something like that.
Let me just transact that to myself. That way we're verifying that that's going through. C2D looks good. It's a lot nicer than the one with the buttons, that's for sure. I don't know if that was, if you've ever had that horrible
I'm not
experience.
familiar with that one.
Yeah, so instead of doing all of this like if you think this is complicated, try typing in 2 buttons.
Yeah. It's not. It's just complicated because you made a sub. I've never had to deal with a sub address inside of an address, so.
Yep.
I just usually do. I guess maybe I'm just not as careful, but on my one that I do my stocks on, it's pretty straightforward. Just like it is straightforward if you use
stocks and crypto.
Simplest.
Yeah. Anyhow, that looks good. Let me send it to myself. Once that goes through, I'll confirm if it's enough for a transaction. I don't know what the network is doing right now. Let me see. Hopefully this deducts gas.
Something's happening in my hand. Why? I am not comfortable leaving the computer open this long.
Well, there's nothing that can happen on your computer, really.
I'm always worried somebody's going to hack into it somehow.
That was the whole point of getting this thing. You just, it's fresh. There's really no use for it other than this. That was why when you told me about a Surface, I was like, why? It's like purpose-built device.
You told me to get a computer, and that's the one I know.
Well, fair enough. When you were like, why are you worried about the amount? I was like, well, I just didn't want you to waste money, pretty much. Or me to waste money, I guess, at the time. Seeing that it's confirmed. I hate the way that Trezor uses their little API. It's not just done in the client. Alright. Yep, it's good. It works. So in a stepwise fashion, I guess just start with the F.
With the F, it makes
or
what?
Let's say. So there's F, Ether. There's Frax, USDC, Pax Gold, DAI, and WBTC.
You sure you want me to start? Great, because I gotta leave the Ethereum in there. Yes, to transfer with. So let's see.
So first, I'd say just send me over like one F. That way, there's
when you
gas.
say F, what do you mean, the Frax?
F. I'm saying Ether. I'll say Ether from now on.
Oh, F. Okay, yeah, I can't understand what you're saying.
Yeah, Ether.
So, Ether would be last, right? Because that's what's used on the network to transfer with, right?
We don't have to do that up front, but send one so that there's enough gas that I'm not trying to scrape by with.
I just did send.
Yeah, 0.001. Send one F to the receive address that we receives.
Here we go. Let's see, send. Amount. You want 1 Ether. Boom. My only question is, so when it automatically picks a gas, should I boost it just a hair so that it makes sure it's fast on the network?
You can if you'd like. Just streamline the process a little. We won't have to wait for delays,
Exactly. So, because if you use their gas, if it's like my stock one, if you use their gas, sometimes it's low and it takes forever.
Well, if you don't know how to do the custom gas thing, I'd say don't do it.
I know how to do custom gas, so that's what I'm saying.
It'll
boost it just a hair.
It'll tell you, the total gas fee that'll be associated with it. You don't want to accidentally spend an F sending one F. That's
but I can spend 8 cents sending.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
So that's not a big deal. All right.
Yeah.
Make sure the address matches, and it should, because I typed it in and cut and pasted. Should have been a little bigger. I should have given you 1.
I see the inbound pending, so once that's confirmed, we'll just go down the list. Confirmed. All right. So got that. I am going to send that to myself again. This is just me being
Yeah, that's you.
thorough.
And I can start sending you stuff, right? Like Bitcoin One, I can send that, right?
No. So as far as the wrapped Bitcoin goes, so these are all going to be on the Ethereum network. You can avoid the Bitcoin One entirely, and all we're going to be working with is the receive address that we just exchanged.
All right. So you have colon, which is zeros. Do you want that one anyway? You have 13. You do all 13 of them. 13.4. Blah 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 blah.
Well, I want to go down the main assets that I transferred originally, or that we transferred to the other two Trezors. So I don't know the exact F amount right now. I have to look at it, but start with the DAI, DAI.
Yeah.
There's
stable coins. Yeah.
There's a total of 150,390 for those. That is DAI 153.90.
Yeah. See, I don't know what you're looking at, so. DIA stablecoin, I am showing. I'm just gonna start sending it. All right. I show 60.156 something. So anyway.
$60. No, this should be 150,000.
Okay.
The amount originally transacted.
That's G. All right. That's right. All right.
Recipient address 4879. That's where you're transacting from. Seven. Looking at the Paxos gold, it should be 76 and change, really. I mean, I guess a quarter ounce of gold isn't change. 70. That's 76.1. Even. What do you think about Donald Trump and his meme coin?
My personal opinion on meme coins is they're dumb as hell.
Yeah, and on top of it, go ahead.
Especially his, because he started off popular, he was an asshole, so of course it crashes. Right? So of course it crashes.
I mean,
And then,
go ahead.
and then, it might go popular again, I don't know. But not enough to give a shit about this. I don't believe in meme coins, so.
Well, see, here's my perspective. I think meme coins have their place as, like, you know, part of this little industry back when it was small and unregulated, but
Right.
but with the president of the United States coming out with a meme coin, to me that is one of the biggest red flags, especially given his history and such. I mean, I don't have strong opinions about him as an individual or anything like that, but I think that move, well, I take it you don't like him very much.
I just think I don't know. I can't relate to him. I don't find him. Maybe what he does, maybe I agree or don't agree with what he does. That's beside the point. As a human being, I don't find him very.
That seems to be what a lot of people think. To be honest, I'm not into the whole cult of personality thing at all. I don't care what what his public face is. I'm just concerned with what he's doing, and the meme coin thing is concerning. It's weird.
Correct. It's odd. And it did what you would expect it to do. It's not worth anything. It was a loser.
But he set a precedent with that. I mean, that's happened time and time again. People.
I agree.
But then the president does it. I mean, that's why I was
Yeah.
saying when we were talking about how he's proposed this bill to add Bitcoin to the reserve and all these things. I mean, in theory, that kind of stuff that gets a lot of people excited. But to me, just with my experience that I've had, that's kinds of things that are a red flag. I almost consider whoever is publishing the news on this kind of thing to be like the competitor when it comes to trading. I guess that's just the impression I formed with how inaccurate and misleading the general sentiment from the top down is versus what it is in smaller circles, and then what actually happens afterward.
I don't think making a reserve of it obviously they're trying to make it digital gold, which is great for somebody like you who already holds the asset. So I believe it's advantageous for you, but for people getting into it now, it's
You'd think, but all I can say is I'm very suspicious based on how things have gone in the past with regard to that. That's what I was trying to say before. Did you get this address thing sorted out? Whatever you're trying to do.
There should be.
And like I said, I want to do it in a stepwise fashion. So when you send,
I'm already ahead of you then while we were talking. Sorry.
All right.
You should be getting some receipts. I was ahead of you. I thought we were going down the list.
Yeah, well, I meant checklist wise, but that works, I suppose. I'm just trying to be cautious here.
Oh, I'm already going. I got some left.
So there's, since you've already gotten started, Frax, USDC, Pax Gold, DAI, Wrap Bitcoin, and then Ether.
You don't want the, so there was a colon on here. Like I said, you own some of it, like 13.4, blah, blah, blah. It's 0. It really doesn't hold a balance. But do you want that one or just leave it here?
I'll have to look at it and see. I'm not, obviously that's a smaller, maybe it was an airdrop or something. I have to check my records.
Actually, I don't even know how, it would cost more to send it than it actually holds value at it.
Well, can we just revisit that and focus on the other
Gotcha.
stuff? I mean, I'm not sure right now. That's a weird name too, colon.
Yeah, right. Anyway, tokens should be coming your direction. I'm way ahead of you, dude. I thought we were just going down the list and I was setting amounts and sending.
Well, the 5 main assets I think are what I first transferred. I've got some WBTC, some Paxos, some Frax, some DAIs.
Bitcoin 1, do you want that also? 488. Yours.
There are four Bitcoins.
$488. I'm sorry, it's 5/100ths of a Bitcoin.
And that's under Bitcoin One wallet.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, then just, I guess, to have some juice in that account. I don't generally use it, but...
Yeah, I know. I'm just sending. And then again, I will... Oh, shit. So now why does it say valid invalid? Oh, because it's a Bitcoin.
But I'll have to... Yeah, let's do that afterward. So
Gotcha.
the Ethereum is what you
Yeah,
haven't
okay.
sent yet that I can see.
Yep, hang on. So,
So is there anything you can tell me about... I mean, I'm not trying to pry into your business, but obviously learning that my father... To be honest, Dad, I thought you were a small business owner. I didn't realize you were doing anything...
I had a landscape company. I have a landscape company, but I don't... It's just it's a nothing burger. I don't really do anything with it, to be honest.
Oh. So,
I had it to stay busy at some times, but...
Well, I guess what I'm really getting at is you said one thing snowballed into another. Is there a path that just
Yes.
anyone can take that I...
No.
The reason I asked this... No?
It was specific to me.
Oh, okay.
And I will say it started when, number one, I had a very good career. A very, very good career. And then it turned into some dealing with other countries. And say we'll say hypotheticals. We'll do a hypothetical. We go to war with Iran and we sell airplanes to Israel.
Mm-hmm.
My job is to go with airplanes to Israel, make sure they're transferred over, make sure they're good to go, and make sure they are
In condition.
ready, capable, and the part of my job that is so obviously, like I was just on classified. However, not everything the world does is on the up and up. Correct?
Yes.
So there you go.
Got it. Well, that sounds really cool. I wish you could tell me more. Or...
Yeah, I mean, normally I can. I mean, I've been to Israel. We sold airplanes from Korea. Well, we sold some old airplanes out of Korea to Israel. I did that once. So, stuff like that. That's not classified. That's...
Right. I watched, there was a remake of Top Gun. I watched it recently. I think it's called Maverick. And I remember when I was reading reviews on it, people were having this little debate in the like the movie review. I think it's IMDb or something like that. Anyway, they were trying to establish, because it's not said in the movie which nation it is. They
Exactly, yeah.
They kind of-
Fictitious, and you don't want to piss anybody off. So,
right, but a lot of the speculation I think was surrounding Iran effectively,
So-
because they were...
Yes, yeah, exactly. So no longer classified. Originally, we were not involved in Ukraine. We weren't going to give them airplanes and stuff. And the way around that, and it's no longer classified, that another country gave Ukraine F-16s to fight with.
Yeah.
Right? Whoever it was. So somebody gave Ukraine F-16s. Well, we gave them F-16s. So my job was to go over, transfer F-16s to this country, and then to make certain that... I did that a few years ago. That's no longer classified. But at the time, you can't tell anybody what you're doing because we're not supposed to be giving. We were indirectly giving, but you're not kidding. You can't. We stay stated we weren't giving them aircraft, and then we did it anyway. And then it came out on the news that, hey, they have F-16s. Well, duh, that's because we gave them to them. So, all right, you should have some big amounts coming, dude. You're receiving, I hope?
I'm seeing some, but no. Well, I got Ether, but it's only 78. I've got each of the items I just listed off. There were 5. I see WBTC. I haven't verified the addresses for any of these, but
Gotcha.
I see Paxos Gold, I see Frax, I see DAI stablecoin, and I see USD coin.
What's the total amount I've sent so far? That's important to me.
Well, what I'm looking at here is for USD coin, you have sent, it looks like...
Just give it, give me a total amount so I can verify it's my total amount that I sent
I
you.
want to go down the list here. Let me check it off.
I am not trying to hurt your feelings, but I literally have to leave this house in 10 minutes.
Alright. USD coin, it looks like 26,000 of it. However, there's supposed to be 50,000. That was the full amount originally sent. There's Frax in the amount of 118. That should
Well, it's
be
not going to be the same,
150.
right? The amount's going to change if it's... okay, go ahead, Frax. What?
No, the amount, the dollar value amount of an asset changes, but
Okay.
the amount of
Gotcha.
the unit value doesn't.
Right.
So it looks like about half of the USD coin, you've only sent half, so there's 25.
Yeah, 1/2. Okay.
Pax Gold, I'm seeing 76, that's the correct amount. So USDC's not. I'm seeing on my end 60,000 DAI. That should be 153.90 from the original transaction. So there's at least 110 missing from this
Yep,
transaction
110.
that hasn't been
Yes.
sent.
Okay.
Ether 78 out of what, 140, I want to say. I'm just ballparking and I have to double check. WBTC, I'm seeing 12.8 and should be 16.44.
I don't know. I think I sent all the I sent it in 2 though, so maybe one more's coming. So because I sent all the WTC. So all right.
But I see that this is transferred from the Trezor that it was in to the sending address that you just used. Between then and now, there's 4 that's not there.
Okay.
Just looking at it.
Yeah. Okay.
So where's that? Why?
What does it say? Oh, I don't. That's what I'm saying. So it should be. Maybe it's coming because I sent separate. I sent a little one, then I sent a bigger one.
No, I haven't received anything.
Okay. So it's 12.8 and it should be 16. Okay. Go ahead. And then how do I send Bitcoin 1?
Just to a Bitcoin address, not an Ethereum address.
All right. Do you have one or?
It's the one that we verified earlier, I believe. Let me look.
Tell you what, just give it to me. So, well, no, not my thing.
I did give it to you. Do you need it again? The whole thing? Just to
It's
save
different
time.
than this Ethereum address, correct?
Well, we can handle the small amount of Bitcoin later. What about
Okay.
the remainder of the Bitcoin? I mean, 4 Bitcoin is a lot. What's going on?
I will figure out what I did with 4 Bitcoin. All right, I see. Maybe I didn't give it enough gas. I sent 312. I left 1 sitting here. All right, so
Let me just
apparently
look at
I
the
should have
transaction.
sent so far like 1.6.
You should have sent 16.44.
No. I'm talking total monetary value, like into the Trezor. I should have so far, just so I'm in my head, so I know where I'm at.
No,
I should have said-
I'm not worried about the conversion rate. I'm talking about the
I am,
assets.
so that I know in my head. Okay, so I know I'm going to be short Bitcoin. I'm going to send that to you. I'm going to recheck why the 2 didn't go or 3 didn't go.
Well,
I was holding 1.
It's not held in the address that you transferred this to at all. Like the sending address that you just utilized, it
Right.
clearly shows there's no Yeah.
I'll have to look.
I mean, I can
All
see
right.
your Pikamoon and stuff, but I'm not seeing...
I shouldn't have any. I shouldn't have tokens.
Yeah, you transferred them out 2 days ago, it looks like, after our conversation.
Yeah. Right. All right.
Along with the Bitcoin. So there is a total of at least... I mean, that's 4 Bitcoin. That's... how much DAI is that?
Oh, crap.
And anyway, all of this should be accessible from the Trezor in your possession still. We can
Okay.
reconfigure it so that it isn't if you don't want that responsibility. But
I don't.
there is
I don't.
All
So
right.
what do I need to do?
60K. Well, can you continue sending the rest of the funds?
I'm gonna have to sit and figure it out because mine is showing right now. This Trezor that I'm showing is 0. It's not 0. It says
Yeah, but
transaction pending.
that wasn't the case. There's no transaction to pend. You know?
Okay. All
And
right.
if I'm going through the address here that you are transferring from, it's different from as of 2 days ago, the one that this was originally on. And it does show, I mean, yeah, your initial send address was, sorry, I'm just looking at this for accounting.
Gotcha. And we will sit down and revisit this.
Well, I don't want to revisit it. There's like 400, 500 grand missing here. I want to
Okay.
try to get this covered. It looks like, I mean,
Okay. So here's what I'm going to tell you. I just sent you 1.6 million.
the equivalent
And
of, but
I will send you some more. We will sit down and talk about it tomorrow. When I go to the base right now, I'm going to sit down and talk to...
Dad, I want to get this covered. I don't
You
want to...
can whatever you want, but I'm telling you something. I could have been... You don't know me from Adam, okay? Granted, I'm your dad. You haven't seen me or don't know me at all. And
What
for
is that
whatever
supposed to
reasons, nefarious or not, you sent me your money to keep it from being stolen or to keep it from being seized, whatever it was. You've had dealings with people that make me nervous.
I haven't had any dealings.
You've said things that have made me extremely nervous.
You're pulling
I've asked
all
you
this
some
out.
Basic questions.
Dad.
I'm not going to argue with you, Brent. I'm going to hang up on you. I'm going to tell
Wait a
you
minute. How can you hang
that
up when I'm
if
ready?
you're not going to listen to me, I'm just going to hang up, bro.
I'll listen, but
I
I need
asked
to
you
be...
some simple basic questions so that I could explain some things to you. So after I go to the base, I just transferred you a huge amount of money. So you can tell
Wow.
that I am not stealing your money, which, by the way, when you sent it to me, I could have just been a total dickhead, told you to fuck off, and I could have disappeared into the sunset with $1.8 million. So I have sent you back the bulk of your money.
The bulk
And I am-
of... Well, no,
right
when
now-
you're talking about 4 out of 16 Bitcoin, that's... How much is Bitcoin
Okay.
worth? Like,
So for
I'm
right
just
now,
wondering.
it's going to sit for a minute until I can go talk to
And I'm looking at...
my
Well,
until I can go talk to them and find out my best course of action because I'm making sure that I cover my ass. So right now,
well,
this
there's
is what
nothing
I'm
for
sending
you to cover. I mean, this
There is.
was a
There
simple...
is. Yeah, because basically you won't answer when I said, were you or were you not raided by the FBI?
First of all, anything...
So you won't answer the question directly because it's a simple yes or no, and then I could explain my position. So anyway, my position
Your
is
position
you told me
is...
you were
I'm looking
raided by
at
the
these
FBI.
transactions right
And
now.
then, which subjugates me to, if they are trying to get to you in any way, shape, or form for anything, which I don't know because I cannot access your personal information or what's going on in your file. But I can be told that if you were indeed raided by the FBI and they chose not to charge you at this time, the fact is they can raid me, and I'm not the target of the investigation, but they can raid me and take my stuff to get to you to find information on you. So,
But none
right
of
now,
that's a factor.
Until
I
I,
mean,
go
this
sit
is
and talk to
every-
my intelligence officer and the FBI guy, I am going to sit and I'm going to say right now, I just sent you a huge amount of money, and you're okay, and I still will send you more money. But I'm going to talk to them
what
first
you're
and
doing
see
is
what the best
withholding
course of
this
action.
and trying to say that it's...
I am withholding it. Yes, I am.
But you understand that, I mean, this is clearly
Okay.
visible. Like I'm looking at the address that you just
That's fine
sent
and
from.
dandy. I don't care if it's visible.
And
or
you were
not.
saying-
I'm withholding. I'm telling
No,
you,
what
I'm
I'm-
withholding it.
What I'm saying is that the address that you just sent from, and I'm just trying to explain this cordially. That's
Okay.
all.
Yes.
The address you sent from, you couldn't have had a second pending amount for the remainder of what was supposed to be there.
Maybe you got them both. I sent one small Bitcoin and one large
No,
Bitcoin.
because you can see, even in the
Oh,
trees
well,
of the
maybe I
client
sent it all
active.
at once. I don't know. Did I send the Bitcoin all in one chunk?
No, you still have some in your possession. Now I'm
I
looking at
understand that, and I'm going to sit on it for a day or two until I talk to these guys.
the problem here is this was transferred when we had our conversation 2 days ago, and I was trying to impress upon you that I would like to go through with this and get this taken care of finally because
Of course you would. Yeah.
it's been a while. You moved it into a separate account, it looks like, and now, and from the original account that I'm looking at, that Bitcoin was transferred out a while ago. I'm seeing a transaction from months ago here.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's
That
not
could have
like
been
you're
my first
confused.
conversation with the FBI. I don't know. That could have been my first conversation with the FBI when I set up to say, all
You
right, I'm
decided
going
to
to do
send
X
money
amount
to
cover my ass. Yeah.
Coinbase, but do you need like a significant chunk of this to cover
I don't know
yourself?
what I need yet, and I'm going to talk to them. But yes, if they end up reading my accounts, then yeah. If they put a seize on my account, then yeah, I'm screwed.
There's no reason
So-
anyone would raid anyone's account, though. That's the
How do I
problem.
know that? You won't even answer the simple question of were you raided by the FBI and why.
You and I have that. This is not
Okay,
like
you're going to keep saying that,
You're
but I'm
playing
asking the
ignorant
basic question
here.
now. All right, Brent, I got to get going. I sent you 1.7 million. That will hold you
No.
over for a day or two, and then we will handle the rest of our business. Okay?
Well, firstly, I need to verify these addresses. I need to make sure these tokens have, are what you are suggesting. And also the fact that, more than half of many of them just aren't here. Like, this is money I had set aside for school. This is money I've worked my life
You
for
got
this.
plenty of money to set aside, but you got 1.7 million sitting there. So
Yeah,
you're
but that's
good.
not well, for one thing,
Okay.
that's not an accurate figure, I don't think. And secondly, it's still not your place to then say, well, hypothetically, if I feel that he has
Then call me
X
an
amount,
asshole and say I stole your money. Right now, I am sitting on it until I am comfortable, and then I'll give you the rest.
and I'm supposed to just take that on faith, and you
Or don't.
clearly
I
you
don't
could
give a
be
shit what
compassionate.
you take on faith. You sent it to me so it wouldn't be seized, right? Or stolen. You got 99% of it back. I'm going to sit on the other little bit until I know.
That's
And
not
then I'll send it to you.
99%, Dad.
Okay,
I
whatever
mean,
it is. I don't
what's
give a
12?
fuck. I'm not
What's
going to argue
12 out of
semantics
16?
with you. I'm going to cover my ass.
So you fully intend to settle up on the remaining 60,000 DAI, 4 point something Bitcoin, whatever,
Correct.
huh?
Yes, that is, yes.
About
I fully
$30,000 in fracks. All right,
Mhm.
and if you feel that you're entitled to for something to your troubles or something, that's something to talk about after you're not holding.
I agree
this.
with that, and I'm not. I don't give a crap about that. What I care about right now is what I've already suggested that you're not listening to, so it's okay.
Well, I want you to be covered. That's the thing. I just don't want it to be adversarial. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to have a
Well, it is,
hostile
because
relationship.
when I ask a simple question, you don't give a simple answer. You have a way of making it. You've covered your ass.
No.
I'm covering mine.
No way have I done so. What I've
You
done
covered
is
your ass when you sent me the money in the first place. And you know what? I'm telling you, I could have been a total fucking dick and totally just stolen all your money and never given it back.
as opposed to making it seem. I mean, obviously, you'd be worried in my situation, right? When someone says, "Hey, I have a massive chunk of everything you've worked for in your life. I sacrificed my 20s for this." Obviously,
All
you
right,
see.
I meant to give you everything but 200, but I guess I'm not this great at it. But anyway, I gave you 1.7 million.
you
That's
guess
a
what?
significant amount of money that I just gave you back. So
You meant to give me what, and you just what? I didn't even.
I said
know.
I meant to give you more, I think.
Or you meant to retain 200,000, but you did more. I mean, that's way
Right.
more. That
So-
4
so
Bitcoin exceeds that amount. There's more than that in just in stables.
Okay.
I mean,
And
and that's
now,
assuming
what I'm telling
that
you
these tokens are
is-
even.
Okay, you can sit and argue with it. I got to get going now. We could have had a conversation about what we're going to handle going forward, but
That's what I would like to do.
But you didn't. You just argued. The whole point is, yes, I am keeping that money. Okay? Yes, I intend to give it back, but for these purposes, if you want to keep arguing, I'm holding that money for right now. Okay? You have $1.7 million. You're more than set up to do what you need to do, get your house, get your life back in order. When I know my life is safe, in order and good to go, I will take care of returning what I need to.
Which is the amount of 4 Bitcoin.
Okay, yes, write down what you need. This
60,
current Trezor that I have,
die,
what do you want me to do with it? Do you want me to stick it in a safe, or do you want me to destroy it?
One thing I'd like is, well, it's up to you, and you've expressed that you don't want the responsibility, and I understand.
I don't, yes.
So if you'd like, I'll figure that out, and we can revisit it. But
okay,
in the
I'm
meantime,
going to stick it in a safe until you tell me what you would like done with it.
Yeah, in the meantime, one of the other 2 that you're in possession of, I can wipe it, but you can wipe it and just mail it to me. Like I said, it would save me $200 or whatever. I've already paid you for it.
Correct.
If it's no trouble, that would just save me a bit of money. I'm still trying to put things together here.
I understand. And I'm trying to help you, because I'll be honest, the intelligence guy and the FBI guy both said, send you a substantial amount, send you $1 million, and sit on the other half. Give you half, hold half, so that you have the exact same skin in the game I do, and to not give it back to you until years from. They actually told me to hold it for multiple years as things sorted out.
No, see, that's the problem. I need to be able to manage my portfolio. There's no.
You can now.
No,
You've gotten a huge bulk of it.
My
and now
portfolio includes, as I said. Well, will you at least acknowledge these amounts? You were just saying.
Yes, I do acknowledge that there's, I can't acknowledge exact numbers, but your numbers sound correct. I will give you that. Your numbers sound correct. Transferred a little of each thing.
Approximately
I've held
4 Bitcoin withheld. Approximately 60,000 DAI withheld.
Okay.
I did get the PAX Gold.
Which is a little bit of proof that I don't know exactly what I'm doing, because I probably meant to stick in US dollar and I hit point whatever, blah, blah, blah. And that's my bad. But
that's not a clerical error. The money, it looks like, based on the transaction history, you transferred the remaining 4 Bitcoin to Coinbase. That's what I'm seeing.
Okay.
So how, is it just held in Coinbase?
Yeah, and actually it's not in...
Did you try, are you using a lending service through them or something? I know they do.
No, I'm not using any service. It's strictly held in another cold wallet.
Bitcoin is not a cold wallet.
Or whatever you want to call it.
Coinbase.
It's held behind a key. It's held in a storage. I'm not using any of it on any kind of firms, any kind of people, any kind of anything.
Well, why did you send it to Coinbase though?
One wallet to another.
That's not a wallet. That's an exchange account, which is.
Well, it's not actually in Coinbase. It went from Coinbase to a wallet. So.
Can you give me the wallet address? That way, there's at least a sign of good faith here.
No.
So, this amount, it's a very specific...
The good faith is that I just showed you, I'm willing to give you the 1 point whatever million I sent back already. That is a huge amount, and the good faith is that I gave it back to you instead of saying, here's $500,000.
Well, I still have to verify that. I still have to go through...
Instead of telling you to go pound sand and stealing your money, I just sent you back 1 point whatever million.
But you're telling me to go pound sand while...
Not much less than what you sent. So.
You're terming it as not much less. 4 Bitcoin,
I understand
30,000 fracks,
now.
over $100,000 in stable coins at least.
Yeah.
25,000 here. That's that's a significantly more. Dollar value if you're looking at it than what you're suggesting. That's not a small amount.
Okay, and I will work that out. I will figure it out, and I will get you some more. So, but when I sit down, but right now I have to walk out the door because I actually have to go meet these people and debrief.
Well, for what it's worth, from my end, you don't have to cover yourself for anything. I'm not doing anything. Okay. I'm not in any trouble. My problems are resolved.
And I'm sorry, Brent. I'm really sorry. But the problem is, I can't trust you.
You're the one holding my money. There's no trust involved. Okay. The trust is completely one direction.
I'm holding your money because you tried to get it away from somewhere.
Myself?
Whatever it is. I don't know why.
What do you
And I
mean?
can't trust you because I ask you a simple question that you won't answer. And I can't trust you because we have conversations.
That's not a trustworthy
where you say
kind of
stuff
thing
like,
to
I'm
ask.
sitting with two guns, and now you're telling me you don't remember the conversation. When they played it back to me, I heard it when you said it, and I brushed it off as you being a smartass. But when they play it back to me and say, why is this guy saying this? And I have to explain to them that you're probably full of shit and that you're just talking smack to me. When you got me called on the carpet the other day, my world changed.
Look, I hear what you're saying. I have no way to verify the veracity of it, which I hope you can appreciate.
Exactly.
And that's the reason
because
I'm
I have
asking.
no way to verify any of yours. So.
And that's the reason I'm at. See, but the difference is all I have is what you understand about my past year or so, or all you have rather, all we have mutually in that sense. You knew it was a difficult situation for me, and this was supposed to just be something handled between family so I could get back on my feet with no issues, no serious issues. But now you're saying these things. Suddenly, you can't come up with this. You can't even give me an address. I mean,
I can, but I'm not going to.
If you
Not
could,
until I talk to them and find out why you would even need it.
Why
do you need access to what
my
I'm holding?
own? Why I would even need my own money?
Okay. And we've already established, call me an asshole that I'm stealing your money, or just say I'm withholding it from you for now until I feel comfortable giving it back to you. Either way, right now I'm holding it. It doesn't matter why or how. You can hate me all you want for it. I gave you back
It's
enough
not your
to be
place
on your
to
feet
make
and be set.
the
To be honest,
determination.
with 1.7 million, you could set yourself up pretty well going forward. And to be honest, that 1.7 million is probably going to, if left and moved properly, is going to be 4 or 5 million in the future, at least.
Based on what? I mean, we're looking at a recession and a bear market, in my view. And on top of that, it's not your place
forever
to.
how long? We both know it isn't going to last that long. Or even
Well,
if it does, it doesn't matter.
Do you
In
have
the future,
extensive
it's not going to be.
experience trading in this regard? I mean,
Okay.
I've gone through these cycles quite a bit. Bottom line is,
And exactly, and at the end of the cycles, you always go up. Otherwise, you would have checked out of the cycle when it was at the top, and there was a bunch in there. You waited until you're at the bottom of the recession.
Which is what you. No, this isn't the bottom necessarily. And also,
I
it's
think so.
when we were communicating about my sentiment on that. As I said, I feel that we're due for a correction at minimum. I recall specifically you said the guy that you talked to who's much smarter than you told you March is going to be the big time, and I was saying that that's the exact opposite. Well,
Okay.
And
I
want to be able to.
March is holding. March is holding. It's met its resistance and it's holding. It hasn't kept tanking. So.
Well, I was correct from when I made that statement, which is there was a downturn of a pretty significant amount. I would also
the
be very
downturn already
surprised.
happened. Now we're holding.
Yeah, it happened
we're
after
holding
I
our medium resistance,
had that discussion with
Anyway, and now we're debating.
Yeah, you're right. We don't need to
philosophy
get
on-
lost
that's
in the
not point.
weeds.
The
The
point
point is,
call me-
it's not
the
your
point is,
place
either
more.
you can
I'm
call
not going
me
to call you
asshole.
names, and I'm not going to start.
You can. And I understand the feeling. I just took a significant amount of money. You can think I'm an asshole for it, or you can just say, listen, he already gave me back 1.6 or 7 million, and I'm going to have to trust that he gave me that back. He will probably give me the rest back.
I have
And
to
you're
trust
gonna
that
have
you
to be
will
comfortable with
probably give me.
From your point of view, you're going
Assets.
to have to say, he's already given me this back. I'm going to have to trust that he will give me the rest back.
If you want me to trust that, you've got to at least demonstrate that you haven't bought a yacht
I
with
did
it or
demonstrate
something.
by just sending you $1.7 million.
No, that doesn't. For one thing,
I'm
I
not
don't
going to
agree
fucking
with
argue
it.
with you. I need to get going. I stole your money and I'm going to keep it. And if that doesn't make you feel, then you can hate me for that. But I'm telling you, that's not the truth, and that I will send after in a certain amount of time. I'm going to come up with a time. I'm going to talk to these guys and get their opinion, and I'm going to set a timeline, and that's going to be my timeline, and I'll be done with you, with your business, with your finances, not you. I don't want to make that sound personal. I meant finances, not you.
I can get on board with this if you can demonstrate to me that you just have these other funds somewhere. You're not coming up with something like, I tried to initiate the transaction and it didn't go through or whatever. Like
I did not try to initiate any transaction.
When you said I sent it
you
into...
You got what I sent. I know you did. And
Wow.
I'm demonstrating by the fact that I just sent you back 1 point whatever
You
million.
keep repeating that number.
67.
I don't agree with that number, but that's not the point. These,
Well, I
this
did.
is
I
that's
emptied one of the trees. Pretty much emptied one of the trezors, and it
a
had
trezor that you
1.6
just.
inch.
So you have to understand my apprehension. This is a trezor you just,
You can be
as I was
apprehensive all you
waiting.
want, and you're just going to have to deal with that. You
I
can be
need to
apprehensive.
explain though to you
So
that this
the
is a
number you want to
trezor.
debate is 1.68
As
something
I
like
was-
that. Let's see.
The number I want to debate is that you, from the original
1.698.
interaction to today,
Yes.
there are approximately 4 Bitcoin missing.
Okay.
There's approximately 100,000 DAI missing.
Okay.
There's approximately 25,000 USD coin missing.
Okay.
And that's the gist of it. That's a significant sum. And when you say
Okay.
that you want to
One was
withhold it
because
to cover
one was
yourself,
a variable. The Bitcoin was a variable, and actually
I don't know what you mean by a variable.
a variable meaning I didn't know the value on it. So when I was withholding, I meant to withhold only.
You can't not know the
USD.
value of it when you deposit it in
Okay.
Coinbase. It tells you
Here's the
your
value of
account.
it when I did it.
Yeah.
When it was discussed and when we did that, and then I discussed more, and I said, you know what? If I withhold USD or whatever else was on there, I can't. To be honest, I can't tell you right now. Whatever you said else, they were actual based on the dollar.
So
The
what
dollar
we
wasn't
could
gonna
do,
fluctuate
yes,
that
and
much, so that
so,
felt like a safe one.
which is what I'm saying when I say I'm willing to be on board with this. If you want USD for your trouble, fine, I can try to do that. I'm
I
just
get
trying
that. I
to.
don't want it for my troubles. I am withholding as an insurance policy, and I'll tell you that. And if you want to keep
Insurance
debating
against
it, I'll
what?
just say, I'm not even gonna fucking argue with you. I've explained to you 10,000 times. So
Well, that's pretty
I'm
ambiguous.
withholding. For my personal opinion, I am withholding it right now as an insurance policy.
You're withholding 4 Bitcoin,
Correct.
like a couple
Yes.
100,000 in stables for an insurance
Correct.
policy. For
Correct.
what?
Correct.
Insurance
I've already
against
told
what?
you. I've already told you.
You say that I won't answer. Can you simplify it for me as a layman who doesn't
I did just
understand?
simplify it. You've had dealings and troubles in your past. That
I haven't had
even
dealings.
asked you, were you or were you? And I could explain it to you this way: were you or were you not raided by the FBI?
That's a question you seem to only be asking because the
Because
subject of.
it leads to my next question and my next answer. That's why. It helps me simplify it for you.
You can
Were
always
you or
speak
were you not?
hypothetically if you have some concern that we haven't covered already, which we have.
Were
Again,
you or
this
were
is the
you
kind
not?
of discussion that.
Okay.
Don't you
don't
think
wanna
it's
answer,
odd
I'm not
from my
answering any part of
perspective?
yours. So plain and simple, for right now, for these purposes, I'm going to say it in 2 ways. I'm withholding an insurance policy. If you can't accept that answer, fine. I stole your money, and if I feel like giving it back later, I will. Either answer, then you accept it either way. So.
What
don't
I
have a
would
choice.
like. Well, you're saying I don't have a choice because you put me in that position. I understand. But what I would like from you as a sign of good faith, you said you didn't want to make it personal or whatever. You are my dad at the end of the day. All I need is some peace of mind. If you're holding 4 Bitcoin and everything else, as you've acknowledged, you can show me the address in which it's held. There's really no downside for you to do that
Actually,
other than.
I don't have the. And actually, right now, I don't even have the access to it. It's not. I don't have it on me. So.
Have it on you. It was sent to Coinbase. Where was it sent after that?
None of your business.
Of course, it's my business. It's
No,
it's
not.
mine.
I put it in a wallet for myself. I moved it to Coinbase and then thought I don't like Coinbase because it's an online application. Blah blah blah. I prefer it to be back into a wallet, and it got moved to a wallet.
So then
So,
you can send the
good faith
receive
is- the good
address
faith
of
is-
the wallet.
The good faith is that I just sent you $1.7 million. Trust me, you can live on that and you can get by.
That's what you keep
until I figure
repeating.
out what I need to do. Okay?
That's what you keep repeating. But what I'm saying is, the good faith here in me feeling comfortable with everything you've just laid out to me, especially with trying to bring the conversation back to these topics that have no bearing on what we're talking about from my
It has a bearing
perspective.
for me, so you can dismiss it all you
So,
want. It's a bearing for me.
anyway,
No, I'm not giving you my
good
address
faith.
because it is secret. I'm keeping it private, and I prefer it that way. Just like you with your paranoia stuff sometimes, I'm keeping it top
Paranoia
secret.
stuff?
I am not sharing it. Yes, when you're worried. Okay, I won't even say paranoia. When you're worried and you're covering your ass
you're gonna go
and
down
you
the
don't
list
give out
of-
information, I'm covering my ass, and it would be not even common sense for me to share.
The fact that you can't even demonstrate that you're actually withholding this, other than having sold
Well, I
it.
can demonstrate. Do you have it?
No.
No, you don't have it. I do. So there you go. I'm withholding it.
My money,
It's that
right?
simple. Huh?
My money, though,
Okay.
right?
Okay. But you disagreed with me when I said that. I said it is my intention to hold it as an insurance policy and give it back. And you said...
And all you'd have to do to
No,
drive
that's
that
not
point
all
home...
All I have to do is give you back the $1.7 million, and I'm good with that, actually. So, I am comfortable with
Of course
the
you're good
arrangement
with
that
it.
I've made.
You mean you're comfortable with withholding this indefinitely? That's
I am.
not... But you told me
No, it's
earlier,
not
I'll give you a
indefinitely.
time
It's not
frame.
indefinitely. It's not
once I'm
indefinitely.
sure.
Actually, I felt when I discussed with the people that I was talking to, and I discussed it with them, I said a year. They said 3. I said a year, and then we'll see.
But what's the
And
justification
maybe
for it?
conversations with you, you would be a little more forthcoming, and I would feel more comfortable. But when I ask a simple question like, were you or
Yeah,
were
it's
you not
funny.
raped,
You say
won't
forthcoming, but you won't give me the address to where you're allegedly holding
answer. Yes,
what you
I'm
haven't
not giving
seen.
it. That's like saying,
So how can you be...
here, I'm withholding this, but here's where I'm holding it at. So no, I'm not giving it to you. That doesn't even make sense.
I'm not asking for a private key to this address. I'm asking you to demonstrate that you even still have... So from my perspective, you have to understand. Yeah, but demonstrate that.
Okay, well, I'm telling you I still have it. What difference does it make? If you don't
You're
even believe
telling
I'm going to
me-
give it back to you, what difference does it make if you believe if I still have
It's
it?
not about me believing that or not. It's just a matter of establishing that we can trust each other. And right now,
I
and
can't
obviously,
trust you.
well, hopefully
Because
you'd
won't
want
even
me to
answer a
trust
simple
you.
question. You won't answer a simple question. I'm definitely not giving you an address to my wallet. So, there you go. So we're at an impasse. So right now...
It's not really an impasse, Dad. All I need from you is
the
just...
good faith is I sent you what I sent you. I just sent you a huge portion today, and you will be okay. I have every...
Are you
faith
acknowledging,
in the...
you know, just you haven't even...
I'm acknowledging that I'm withholding money from you, yes.
in the amount of approximately 4 Bitcoin, a couple 100,000 in stables, right?
You can keep going over it. I don't have those numbers in front of me, but yes, it sounds about right to me.
About right. I mean, you very recently transferred it out.
Okay, and I don't have that sitting in front of me, so I'm going to agree with your number. It doesn't matter if it's 10 or 4. Yes, I agree with your number. Don't care. It doesn't matter. Either way, you transferred the whole thing to me. I could have kept the whole fucking thing, but I didn't, did I? The good faith is that I just sent you back a huge amount of what you sent to me.
One of the things you told me when I started asking your advice early on was you can't let people steal from you. Now, you keep saying
and if you want to call
I
it stealing,
could call you a
I'm
name.
just going to say
and-
that concludes our business. Yes, I'll steal it. However, I told you I am holding it as an insurance policy.
But insurance against what? You know?
I've already
If there's
told you,
no-
and you won't answer a
there's
simple
no-
question, so I can't explain it to you anymore.
But you're going to consult an intelligence officer and something and get some advice on whether or not you could. I mean, once they give you the go ahead, what? And the amount too doesn't make any sense. Yesterday you were asking for $200,000 to $300,000. I mean, for you to ask that in this situation after everything that you know, I mean, Dad, I just lost my house. I mean, I lost everything.
Okay.
And I thought,
you know what?
well-
you could cash out a portion and go buy yourself a new house right now.
I
If
thought,
you want
well, you know, cost of doing business, that sucks, but, you know, this is my dad, I'm open-minded. But then today you're telling me, well, forget the demand I made yesterday, I'm going to withhold 4 Bitcoin, you know, a
Because
couple 100,000.
In the interim...
This is more than double what you even suggested if you just do
Okay.
mental.
And when I talked to them, they actually suggested more. They suggested that I send you a lot less and that I withhold more. And I decided, you know what, in good faith, I'm going to show you that I will send you the bulk, and then...
It's not the bulk.
Okay. Then
That's
you're
why
going to
I'm-
argue every single point? It is. It's actually over 2/3 of what was there. So that is the bulk. If I sent
I
you
guess
half,
12
that
out of
wouldn't be the bulk.
16
If I split it in half,
would
it
be
wouldn't be the
too.
bulk. But you want to argue semantics? Go ahead. I
It's
gotta
not
get going.
semantics.
Okay?
It's just
I gotta leave the day. I gotta
raw
leave.
numbers.
I gotta go.
Well,
So-
I do need to verify that each of these transactions is
So
legitimate and
verify
everything.
it. What do you want from me? It's gone. It's not here. It's there. So.
Well, that's what you're saying, but that's why I
is it
said
in
I
your
wanted to
account or
take.
not?
I'd like to take the time to run through it.
I
Well,
don't have the time. You've wasted it arguing about why I'm withholding.
that this is like a less than 1 hour phone call for something, or 2 hour whatever for something that's
Yeah,
life changing.
It's been 2 hours. It is life changing.
I corrected
So,
myself.
Tell me. Here's how we'll verify it. Tell me exactly how much monetarily I sent you.
Dad,
You're
The
not gonna
amount?
answer the question. I'm sick of talking to you, dude. I ask a question, you don't answer, but you
Because
yet you
I'm-
have the audacity to ask for proof of where I'm at in the country. For proof of where I'm at.
no, at that
So,
time. Well, I
you have-
expressed
you have
very
an entitlement
clearly
issue, dude,
why.
And you
It's
know
not
what?
entitlement to say, hey,
Then
we
whatever.
had
I don't know, a
plans.
superiority complex? You don't want to answer a question, but
I
you
don't
want
feel
to demand
superior
answers.
here, Dad.
So, plain and simple.
Nor
here's
do
how
I
we'll
want to
verify.
demand
How
anything.
much, financially, how much did I just send you?
What I am saying, those numbers I just laid out
You're
for
not
you
going to answer
are
the
the
question?
numbers
I
I
gotta
just.
get going. I gotta get going. Alright? You don't want to answer a simple question. I'll tell you.
Dad, you have time to do this. We've been putting this
No,
off for
I
how
don't.
long
I'm
now?
knocking out the motherfucking door. I sent you 1-6.
According to you, but the
you
point
didn't
is,
take the
this
big
is
one, it
not.
was 150, so it should be 1598, something like that.
Well, yeah, send that over to the main Bitcoin address.
Bitcoin one. I did, and I've already shut down because I'm walking out the door. Like I said, I have to go. I asked you if you wanted that earlier. The $500 you said.
I said let's revisit it.
Okay, well we'll revisit it some other time. I gotta get going.
Can you give me a rough time frame so we can complete this?
No, I can't because I'm gonna talk to them and see what they say. My intention is, I'll give you a time frame. I'll send you the $500 tonight when I sit down again.
I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about the
Okay,
fact
well
that. I mean,
Then
that's not my
time
most
frame right now,
immediate
my initial
concern.
time frame is 1 year. I'm gonna withhold. I said 6 months to a year. They're telling me 3 years. I'm gonna say I'll probably withhold this insurance policy for 1 year, and then I'll cut off today, whatever the date is. I'll say 1 year from now, boom, you can have it.
No, that's
So-
not acceptable. That's more. That's significantly more than you even suggested before. I
And
mean,
it's significantly less than they told me to do. So
well, who cares about
They
what some
suggested-
random person suggested to
Me.
you, Dad? That's
me,
not.
the guy that's covering my ass, not
They-
you. You covered your ass. I'm covering mine.
How is withholding money
Fine, Brent. I
covering?
stole your money and I'm not going to give it back. Do you want to argue more? Because I'm at about the end where I'm going to tell you, I don't care what you think, and that'll be that. Because I'm trying to explain to you that my intention, in my head, my intention right now is to withhold this insurance policy and give it to you in a year. You can live on $1.7 million for a year. If you can't, holy fuck. But if you want to keep arguing with me, I will just say I'm going to withhold it indefinitely, and we can go from there. You can motherfuck me all you want, call me all the names you want, hate me for stealing your money, but that's the way it's going to go. I've tried to explain to you and calmly ask you a question.
You haven't
so
been
that I can
calm at
explain
all.
My position. Huh?
You haven't been calm at all. Whenever I try
I
to
was, when
explain,
I started, I was calm, but you have a
Initially.
way of having a superiority complex.
I'm not
with
trying to
everybody
feel
you talk to. It's
superior,
not just
no.
me. The proof thing came to me when you said proof. I was like, holy fuck.
That
You
was-
know what? That is a product of the relationship you were in. I bet you that she didn't let you leave the house without tracking your ass and stuff like that.
no,
Like,
that was at the tail end of me.
But I can just see it. I can
laying
see it in
out.
the personality that
You're making
That
some
kind
kind
of
of
stuff
like
is an
pop
entitlement
psych
issue.
assessment of me, but what I'm trying to
my
say
mo-
is, any
Dude,
discerning
if my mother
person
asked
who,
me for proof of where I was, I'd be like, who the fuck do you think you are? I just told you.
for one thing,
I'm out of
I
the
expressed
country.
very clearly, we
I'm out
had
of the
plans in
country.
advance.
Okay.
It
I
seems
don't have time
odd.
to argue anymore. If
Right.
you want the $500, I'll send
You
it
say
to you.
that I have a superior
So far,
500.
I
Then
said
I want my 4
it should be
Bitcoin and my
1.598.
100 something thousand in each stable,
Okay.
and the remainder of the ETH. Where's that? There's not. You sent 78 ETH out of what? 140.
okay. Talk to
So
you later,
that's
right?
short.
I'm gonna get going. I've already explained to you. I'm withholding. If you want to call it stealing, fine. I stole it. If you want to just trust me and say, listen, he already sent me a huge amount back.
I want to trust you, Dad.
Okay.
You understand that my motive here is to trust you.
Okay, and I'm going to tell you at this point, at this juncture, all the arguing, I've reached the point where I don't care if you trust me or not. I'm telling you my intention, and if you don't like the intention, then I'll just tell you, fine, consider, then you can believe whatever you want. If you don't believe that I'm just holding it as an insurance policy and I will send it, then you can believe I stole it. And either way, I'm okay with it. Right now, at this juncture, I'm okay with either thought. I don't care.
And why would you be if you're talking about trust and you know,
because I've
being
already tried to explain
patient?
my position, and it's just an argument, so that's fine. I'm done trying
But
to
it's not
explain myself. I don't need
justifiable.
it.
I mean, you know, it's not a superiority complex to say that I feel that you are overstepping here. You told me before, don't let people steal from you.
Okay.
But you throw a figure out, then you suggest withholding property that's worth significantly more than that. I don't understand why you feel
Okay,
that.
well,
That's
right
not a
now-
matter of superior. I don't have a superiority complex. This is
Okay.
me addressing what you're saying.
You want to go back to the basics? I'm going to try one more time. I'm going to circle around. I'm going to go with the basics.
We've had more than enough time
Were you?
to.
Okay. I'm
You're
gonna
gonna
ask you one
you're
more
gonna
time,
try to
very
do
calm.
this whole
Were
framing
you
thing
or
again,
were you not rated by the FBI?
Dad.
So you're
When
not
you-
going to say yes or no? Then I cannot go on with my explanation and work down the problem. It's just like any problem. It's just like any troubleshooting tree. We start with one sentence. It's a yes or no question, and we move to the next branch of the tree, and we move to the next branch of the
It's
tree.
just
And then
conversation
that way,
manipulation.
I can explain
What I-
my position.
I have a feeling you could explain it either way, to be honest with you.
Okay.
You could
Well,
generalize.
here's what
You
I
could
believe.
also
Because I can't get into your personal information. I believe you were raided by the FBI. You were raided by the FBI because there was a crime committed. Period. The FBI doesn't raid on a hunch. They don't confiscate stuff on a hunch. There was a crime committed to get a warrant to raid your house. It was which you told me. You told me you were raided by the FBI. You won't answer that question now. So I'm going by what you've told me before. So if indeed you were raided by the FBI, they did not charge you. They chose not to charge you yet. Either they don't have the manpower to process your case, they don't feel they have the information. That part of it scares me because I don't have to be the target of the investigation. Now that I have done this monetary transaction with you, they can raid my house, and this comes directly from an FBI guy. They can raid my house because you're the target of the investigation, and they're getting, I don't have to be the target. So now they can come after and seize my stuff, freeze assets of mine, so to get information on you. So
There's
if
no
indeed-
information to gather that anyone
Okay,
wouldn't already
you
have
say
in
that,
public.
but you're not the FBI, and this guy is telling me directly. Then, on top of that, compounding the other issues, the fact that the stories you've told me make me extremely uncomfortable. You've traveled with 3 Arabic guys.
I got
to
taken advantage
California.
of by a lot of people leading up to
Okay,
this.
and I understand that, and I'm not going to
I
be
lost
one
my
of the people
home.
that gets taken advantage of.
Well,
The fact
Dad,
that you went
I don't want you to
with
take
3
advantage of me, okay?
Arabic guys, you're either going to listen and understand my position, or you're going to keep talking over me, and I don't
Well,
care
you
anymore.
talk over me
So you
the
went
whole
with 3
time. I'm
Arabic
trying to be
guys
as polite as I
instead of
can.
taking one nurse or even postponing your trip or whatever. That right there screams suspect, and I still give you the benefit of the doubt. But then, before you're going into jail and stuff here recently, you have dealings with another Arabic guy in your town who's given you a laptop or something, a story you can't fully explain, or how
What do you
know
mean
him,
fully
your
explain?
association with him.
It was just
He's
an
supplying you with
acquaintance.
a laptop and a phone just because you're a nice guy? Like, come on. So,
Well, he had his own angle. Again, I told you I've been taken
Okay,
advantage of
well-
quite a bit.
again, another suspect situation.
That has nothing
that
to
I don't
do
get clear
that with
answers on,
justifying
and that I
you
need to worry
withholding
about. So,
my property, though. And
Okay,
there's
it
no.
does.
What's the resolution? You know, what are you hoping to?
the resolution is that once I am comfortable, or once I get answers, or once I get a certain timeline in, and I see that I am free and clear of any dealings, then I cannot worry about it. But right now,
There
I
are
gotta
no
worry about,
dealings
I send you
that
every
you-
penny. I send you every penny back. I got to worry about tomorrow. Is the FBI going to be knocking on my door? Hey, dude sends you money. You send it back to him. Why are we laundering money? Why isn't it? We were trying to seize it.
There's
Whatever.
no laundering.
Who knows?
That's
Okay,
not.
whatever.
How is withholding part of it? How does that address whatever concern you just expressed? That doesn't make any sense.
If indeed I find myself in trouble, then I can access those funds and jump on my little boat and disappear. If I find your stupid ass girlfriend putting stuff on the internet about me because she figured out we were doing dealings,
she doesn't know anything about me other than her.
Defending my wealth, she knows who your mother is. She knows where you are. She knows where you got. So it's not like they can't associate with me with you.
Well, obviously you're my father, right?
Exactly. So if it comes on my doorstep, I need to be able to combat that, and that's why I'm withholding.
Yeah, but that's specific. I mean, that's up to me to determine how much I'm willing to contribute.
It's up to me to cover my ass. I'm not relying on you to cover my ass.
Why not?
That's for sure. I have covered my own ass since I was since forever. I've been on my own forever.
Dad, the only time, originally this was, oh yeah, it's all going to be there. I'm not even going to look at it. Not going to touch it. Whatever, no problem.
Yep, and it was until the stories just kept compounding. And then when I actually talked
you and
to
I had
professionals,
long conversations
I honestly wish I hadn't
before.
got involved at all. You should have put this on a trees or a wallet, stuck it in a safe deposit box, and got it out when you got out of jail. So
that's not something I didn't. Yeah, I didn't have the luxury of doing much at the time. I was losing my home. I was dealing with this, as you said, that crazy stalker.
You could have done that in less time than you just took spending on the phone with me.
Well, we could have accomplished
it. Would have taken you an hour to take stuff off of and put it on a trees or wallet, walk to the bank, stick it in a safe deposit box.
I was in an untenable situation at the time, which is honestly the reason we reconnected originally. That was why, you remember, I was asking your advice on all these very difficult situations, and now it feels like...
Put it on a wall, stick it in a safe deposit box, and you didn't want to do it.
That's not what you said at all. You actively encouraged me, and you told me this was the most important thing to do. Everything else is minor compared to this.
It was the most important for you. In hindsight, I wish I hadn't got involved.
With you, though. Well, be that as it may, you're not involved in some crazy conspiracy here. The only thing that's occurring is you're saying you want to withhold a substantial amount of property of mine for a period of time, and I feel that morally and just frankly as my dad you should understand that that's not right. To
okay, and you can think that, and I disagree with you, and I'm covering my ass. So all right,
how much, what dollar amount do you need to cover yourself, do you believe?
I don't know exactly. I believe
at least
3.
4 Bitcoin.
3 was a good number. I said 2 to 3 to make it kind of soften the blow if this is what I wanted to do. I thought 3 was a good number, but then talking to, in my input, they actually said a significant amount different. So they wanted me to send you $1 million, keep $1 million, or whatever it was, because that's what I told them.
On what legal basis?
They were giving me round numbers. Keep half. Half was the number he said. Keep half.
This is just some guy talking in your ear, though. I mean, you can say, oh, well, he's qualified.
It's not some guy. It's an intelligent officer and an FBI agent.
I have zero doubt in my mind that he's intelligent, capable, and so on, but he obviously doesn't have my interests in mind. You can say, well, he's got...
Mine. Exactly. Right. I need him to have my interests in mind. It's my life on the line, bro.
Your life on the line so you can arbitrarily declare a certain amount? You know, that obviously strikes me as wrong. I mean,
well,
how
does... I arbitrarily declared half. I could have arbitrarily stole half your money and said, you know what?
As opposed to what, like...
I kept half your money and see ya. I don't want to ever hear from you again. That's what I could have done. I could have taken whatever I wanted out of there and said, I never want to hear from you again. Dumbass, why did you do that? You know what I mean? I didn't, though. I just sent you back.
Is that something you could have done as a father? Really?
No, and this is the same thing like I'm saying. So no, I'm not that person.
I mean, come on, dude. Look, honestly,
but if
Dad...
I'm not that person, and I'm sending you...
Well, you're making it look like you're that person because of the way that when you become defensive...
You know, yes, I'm completely
I'm not accusing you. What I'm saying is... It's just a few minor things you could do to give me peace of mind here, and this is what I was trying to say before when you went off on... When you went off on... When you were talking...
There's your peace of mind. I didn't keep half.
When you went on and on about half, but what's, 12 out of 16, not to mention the other stuff it looks like you helped yourself to. That's the problem. So what I'm attempting to say is, you went on and on about proof, but I very cogently explained to you prior to even using that word that, you know, it's obvious for someone in my position to have these concerns when we make plans in advance, and then you suddenly disappear out of the country, then suddenly it looks like you transferred all the funds out of the Trezor. It just looks like you're taking a bunch of steps that don't make any sense if you have good intentions. And I'm not accusing you. I'm telling you,
My
you could
intentions
easily
are to cover
address
my ass, and I did it in a way in which I was comfortable with.
covering your, which is a euphemism for withholding 4 Bitcoin, hundreds plus thousand.
Exactly. Whatever you want to say, dude. I'm not going to keep going over it. Yes. Okay. And I'm completely comfortable with my decision.
So then put it in a trust or something. This is why I was saying we could use multi-sig for something like this.
I'm completely comfortable with my decision the way I've done it.
You keep telling me you have to speed off every time the conversation doesn't go your way.
I'm actually standing outside my truck right now. I have to go. I'm going to be late. I'm going to be late, and I'm going to explain. It's the same reason you had me in the office the other day yelling at me, because I got my ass chewed from one end to the other. And
about what specifically? I mean,
because I said stuff I wasn't supposed to say either. I wasn't even supposed to say I was out of the country, to be honest with you.
Well, you said that's not classified, other than the
I didn't
nature
think it
of
was. And I got my ass chewed. And then I got my ass chewed for trying to explain to you. And then I got my ass chewed for having a conversation that involved the words tradecraft and stuff like that, that I should have explained to you. I cannot speak at this time. I will touch base with you in a couple days. But what I was trying to do was put you at ease and say, listen, I'm working, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, yes, I got my ass chewed.
Well, can you not put me at ease now in the same way for the same reasons? Except in this case, your hands aren't tied. It's just your discretion.
Eddie's how?
You could just show me the address you transferred the funds out of Coinbase to.
Motherfucking not.
For what reason? You can't even demonstrate that you have it.
Okay, I don't want you knowing it.
For what reason?
Because it's my safety net, not yours. I am withholding it.
My money is your safety net?
I am withholding it as my insurance policy. So I am not giving you that information, especially when I try to have a conversation that you won't even give me a yes or no answer to. So
yeah, well, especially when you keep trying to elicit stuff like that, when it only comes up when.
Well, you're trying to elicit my address and you're not getting it. Period. Not now, not ever.
So you're withholding 4 Bitcoin.
Okay.
How much thousands of we've covered that, and you're not even going to demonstrate that you're doing that?
What's that?
You won't even demonstrate that you actually are doing that. I mean, look, if you're doing that, that's why I said put it in a trust.
Wait, here's a simple way. Here's a simple solution. Do you have it? No.
You could put it in a trust. It's my money, though, as you said.
Actually, it's my money now, because I'm done arguing with you. You want to keep going back and forth? Fine. I'm stealing your money, and when I decide to not steal it, I'll give it back to you then, okay? I gotta go.